Angela Berg from Care for the Kids Foundation. Welcome to F2H3 Healthy Happy Hour. Joining me is our friend Jessica from Children's Heart Center. We've got some important things to talk about today. We're going to talk about drinks. As we're thinking about heading into warmer weather, it's important for us to think about hydration. You know, we frequently talk about the importance of water and hydration. And so Jessica and I have been having some conversations, and she's going to talk about healthy ways to make low sugar drinks that are going to help really hydrate and avoid some of those hidden traps that we get into and some of the pitfalls of having too much sugar in drinks. And for that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Jessica, and I'll be your sous chef.
All right, perfect. Thank you for having me back.
Thanks for coming today.
So yeah, the biggest issue with drinks in general is sugar. So actually, if you want to hand me the little poster there. As you can see here, when we're talking about sodas, even our sports drinks, a lot of us think, oh, I need sports drinks. Most of us don't need sports drinks unless we're professional athletes and we're out there and we're really sweating. Even if you're running around here for an hour or so, you really don't need a sports drink. You usually just need water. And part of that is all the sugar that's in these.
Yeah, that's a good point. I always tell people, even when your kids are sick, it's better to dilute the sports drink if you're trying to get some hydration back in there. Whereas if they're vomiting, sometimes an electrolyte drink is easier on the stomach than water. You still want to dilute it because otherwise you defeat your purpose. All that sugar pulls all of that fluid into the colon and increases your risk of dehydration and diarrhea.
Yes, and that's a good point. And that's where sometimes, you know, I'm saying avoid sports drinks for day to day because a lot of times we're drinking them day to day. There are uses for them, but yeah, diluting them is a great option. So a couple things I want to go through is just some alternatives. What we should be drinking the most of is water. Tips for that: keep it cold. A lot of times, you know, or warm if you prefer warmer water. Some people don't like it to be ice cold, but if you like it ice cold, get it from the refrigerator. Keep bottles in the refrigerator. Keep water in the refrigerator so that way you've always got it and it's cold how you want to drink it. The other option is doing like your sparkling waters. That's become a more popular thing, and particularly if you like the carbonation of sodas and things like that. So I brought some examples here of some different kind of alternatives that you could use. They're not exact, and the sparkling waters that I've got here have no sweetener in them. So it is a different flavor, but you're at least getting some flavor from it instead of just the plain water, if that helps you drink it quicker.
Somehow when you think you're getting some bubbles and a little flavor, it's not water anymore.
Right, it doesn't feel like it. And the big difference here, so this one is kind of like a Sprite type or lemon lime citrus soda. This has got 180 calories in it and 48 grams of sugar. Wow. And when you think about, just to put it in perspective, there's 4 grams of sugar per teaspoon. So that's a lot of teaspoons of sugar that you're getting that you would never just eat. You would never give that to your kids. Yeah, and it's very easy to drink this whole can. We would never just drink part of it and then say, oh, okay, I've had enough.
Right.
No, we're going to drink the whole thing.
I'll just have a teaspoon.
Right. Versus you could do, you know, a flavored sparkling water that's key lime. It's already got it in there. You can also just do a sparkling water and squeeze some lime into it.
Getting the real fruit.
Exactly. And that's something I'm going to talk about here in a minute, is eating the fruits versus drinking the fruits.
Okay.
Even these, and I brought this one in particular, and I don't have anything against this company or anything, but it makes it look like it's a healthier option. It's cane sugar, naturally flavored, natural flavors, or naturally flavored and other natural flavors. That's kind of weird wording, huh?
Yeah.
But made with real cane sugar. It makes it gluten-free, sodium-free, caffeine-free, but it's still 160 calories and 40 grams of sugar. So that's 10 teaspoons of sugar.
But doesn't all sugar come from a cane?
Yes.
No matter how much they process it, sugar is sugar.
Sugar is sugar.
Okay.
So those are good things to keep in mind. And then this one's kind of a unique one, coconut flavor. That's actually one of my favorites.
That's a great summer flavor.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. And that would be something too that you could put some fresh pineapple in a cup, pour that over it, and you've got kind of a little pina colada flavor.
Oh, nice, nice. I love that.
So going back to the juices, or eating your fruit instead of drinking the juice, I'm going to ask for some assistance here.
Okay.
Will you peel this orange for me?
Yes, I sure will.
And I'm going to cut one in half. And what I want to show you guys here is, and you can see they're pretty juicy oranges here.
It's spraying even when I'm peeling.
Yeah. I'm going to juice this one, and we're going to see how much juice we get in this cup versus when Angela peels it and we put the little segments in the cup, how much you're getting there. And that's where there's a difference, because when I'm juicing it, look at all this pulp that's on here.
That you're missing.
Yeah, that's fiber that we're not getting. Versus when we're eating it, we're getting a little bit of the rind there. It's not an easy peel, is it?
No, it's not. I'm like, okay, I'm being challenged. I'm not a professional orange peeler.
I was hoping it would be an easier peel. Jeez. I did not test peel these before I gave one to her, so.
Yeah, right. She's testing me.
All right.
Shows that I'm not a regular daily peeler, maybe, right?
So this whole orange, this has got a little measuring thing on it. It's actually just a little, it's between 1/4 and 1/2 of a cup. So it's not very much juice that you're getting.
Oh my gosh.
When we pour it out. And then,
okay, I'm just really killing this poor orange.
As soon as we can get, but it's because it's so juicy.
Yes.
And, you know, it's a very juicy orange, but look at, we only got this much orange juice, and it's delicious. But let's put this in a cup. I mean, look at how much more you're getting.
Good point.
And when you break it up, you're getting a lot more from that individual orange.
Plus, you get the satisfaction of chewing.
Yes.
You know,
You're gonna feel
a lot
more
of people
full from that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like juicing as a fad diet because of that very reason of not getting to chew.
Yes.
And so you get the advantage of chewing. Plus, look at all that wasted fiber.
Yeah. There's all this on here that you're not getting. That's
your GI tract thanks you for eating the whole orange.
Exactly.
No, we never get enough fiber. Remember, your daily recommended fiber is about 25 grams of fiber in a day. Even with taking gummy fibers, they only have about 5 grams of fiber in a serving of the gummy fibers. And so you would still even have to take a lot of the gummy fibers. So that's beautiful fiber just wasted if we're juicing.
Right. So eat your fruit, drink the water instead. Now when I just poured, this is just a pitcher of plain water here. And then I brought some strawberries. I brought frozen strawberries because that way it's going to keep it nice and cool. So you can use that instead of an ice cube. Use some frozen fruit.
Nice.
And one thing to keep in mind, you know, a lot of times people feel like fruits, vegetables are more expensive. These are fruits, these are strawberries that I bought last year on sale. When they have the really good sales, and then I freeze them so that I clean them up, I chop them up, and I freeze them, and then I always have some for doing things like this or making smoothies or whatever I want to do with them.
Worst case scenario, even frozen, buying already packaged frozen fruit is still fresh frozen for the most part, right?
Yes, and yes, so your fresh fruit, when you're buying it frozen, your frozen fruit, they just flash freeze it at the peak of ripeness. So there's nothing wrong with doing frozen fruit.
So if you don't have the time, because a lot of people complain it's time intensive, just buy it already frozen for you.
Exactly. And same thing, look for sales. When the frozen fruit goes on sale, buy a bunch. It takes up not that much space in your freezer.
You can layer them nicely in the freezer in those bags. Let's lay them flat. Very good.
And so what I'm breaking up right here is some mint leaves. So we're making a little strawberry mint water. And the reason I'm breaking them up a little bit and kind of mulling them in my hands is that's going to actually bring out the flavor of them a little bit more. So I put them in there. If I had a pitcher that I had a spoon, I could stir it up, but I've got this nice lid here.
Wow, plus look how pretty it is.
Right.
And I know you can't smell, but this smells divine.
And now you've got a nice strawberry mint water that you can see like there's a little bit of the fruit
floating
all throughout. So you're getting that nice flavor, but you're not getting all the sugar of a juice. And then something you can do with this as well. So this is a pitcher. You could put this in your refrigerator, keep it there, and then have it to pour when you want some water. The other thing you can do is there's some water bottles that
I was going to say the hydro flask.
Or
even put that in your hydro flask.
Exactly.
And then as the afternoon comes, your snack is built right in. You can start eating the strawberries that are floating in there.
That's a great idea. Yeah, exactly. So now you got your fruit, you got the fiber from it, and you had flavored water for the day.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Do you think there's anything that we've missed, making sure everybody knows?
I don't think. Yeah, I think
all that fiber we would have missed.
Making sure you're getting the fiber.
Yeah.
Making sure, fruit can be flavorful, water can be flavorful. So, if you're not great with plain water, these are good ways to find different things. I did forget one other thing I wanted to mention. Same thing, I have nothing wrong with this brand, but you can tell this is an energy drink. Very dangerous. Dangerous for adults, honestly, but there's actually a warning on here that says, consume responsibly, not recommended for children. So no child should be drinking this, period. And honestly, I wouldn't recommend it for adults either. It's way too much caffeine. It's hard on your heart.
Even the one that says no sugar. This is one that says 0 sugar. People think that 0 sugar means okay.
Right.
This is when 0 sugar is still off limits.
Because it's hard to see on the can, probably on the video, but there's a long ingredients list here. So no, there's no sugar in it, but there's a lot of other things. And it's not just caffeine. They put a lot of stimulants in these. So these are I really encourage people, avoid the energy drink. And a lot of times we get in a cycle with energy drinks. We think, okay, I need an energy drink to wake me up. And then it keeps me feeling perky for a minute, and then I crash.
Yeah.
And so I'm tired later, and then I come back and I need an energy drink again. And then I don't sleep well, because that's the other thing, is that it's too much in your system. You don't sleep well, so then you need another energy drink. So it just becomes a dangerous cycle when a lot of times all you need is water and some more hydration.
I think more research potentially could be done into those. I've just said to people, when I caution all of those additives, I think there's other addictive parts to those other additives, because even co-workers here at the clinic, and you know who you are, who I have harassed about their energy drinks, they try to go without them. They're jonesing for it. There's something addictive, and it's not just the caffeine, I'm convinced.
I agree.
So good. Well, thanks so much for coming back and joining us again.
Thank you for having me.
We will be back in just a few minutes with my buddy Amy and talking oils. You know we do. Don't go anywhere. See you soon. Hi, thanks for staying with us. So we just had such a fabulous session about hydration and sneaky ways of making water more palatable to our kids, and what better way to match that with also flavors that we've talked about before, but let's talk about them again. Essential oils being able to help flavor these waters. Anything to help us trick our minds. If water is an obstacle for us, tricking our minds into drinking is so important. And remember, the baseline for everybody, I always think we can't review this enough, is your weight in pounds. Half of that is how many ounces is your baseline water that you should be taking every single day. Remember, if you are sick, if you go exercise, if it gets 100 degrees like it does here, those days all need an increase in water by about 20 to 25% more than that baseline. That baseline, 50% of your weight in ounces, is just simply what your muscles and cells need just to function optimally without any special circumstances. So with that being reviewed and said, my buddy Amy is here with us again today, as always.
Super excited.
I almost feel like you're just part of the show, so I don't even have to say Amy's back.
here.
It's always going to be Amy back.
I'm back again. But one of the things I want to talk about today with oils is, we just saw Jessica using strawberries and mint and putting them in the water. Well, if you're going out to a restaurant or you're out somewhere, you can't really have frozen strawberries in your purse. Right?
True. Good
It's a great
point.
thing to do at home, but if you're out, you can always have a little bottle of oil in your purse and you just pull it out when that waiter brings your water. The other great thing about using oils in water is sometimes when you're at a restaurant, the water doesn't taste great.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have that crisp flavor that maybe you're used to at home. So if you add a little drop of oil, it's going to make it taste better. And I have right here some of my favorite oils to put in water. Okay. Now we all know that oil and water don't mix. So when you drop this in, you do want to only put a couple of drops, and it will kind of dissipate with the water. But if you have something that you can shake, that helps it mix up a little bit better too. But at a restaurant, you just put it like literally 1 to 2 drops and start with your little straw. Or if you're wanting to save the turtles, use your spoon.
Yes. Save the turtles.
Save the turtles. That's what Juliet always says. Okay, so we'll just kind of go through some of these. One of the favorites, let me see, where is it? Lemon.
I was going to say lemon.
Lemon is great, and this is a very strong, concentrated, pure therapeutic grade lemon, right? This is doTERRA's lemon, and one of the things, the reason why I said doTERRA, you can use whatever oil you want. We are not biased as far as what oil you use. We, in particular, use doTERRA oils simply because of the purity. We know where it comes from, and there's a whole test you can do to make sure you're using a good oil, but the number one thing is you want to make sure that if you're going to put it in water that it has supplemental information on the side of the bottle. If it does not have supplemental information, and if it says for aromatic use only, do not ingest it. Please do not ingest it.
For your safety.
Yeah, because there's a lot of oils out there that are not safe for you to ingest. So make sure that you have something that is safe. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment, to email, to message us, and we'll be happy to point you in the right direction. So what are some of the benefits of lemon in the water?
Oh my gosh. I was just sitting here thinking one of my new favorite things is I discovered monk fruit in a liquid. So a couple of drops of monk fruit with the lemon in my water is like heaven. It's
like
better
lemonade.
than lemonade.
Yeah.
And so lemon, I like to and recommend it to patients a lot because it's so detoxifying to the body. So it helps the liver cleanse and really detoxify all those things that just kind of build up from all the filtration in our liver and kidneys. What are some other benefits that you know?
I was going to say that's one of the biggest benefit is the detoxing, and you can also mix it with a little bit of honey. A little bit of
Like
honey
a
as
hot
well.
toddy.
Yes.
Even if you do that, if somebody's got a sore throat, a little bit of lemon in the water with honey.
Do
Ooh,
a
yeah.
warm water.
Yeah.
A warm water. Like you said, the monk fruit or stevia can make for a lemonade. It's life hands you lemons, make lemonade.
Yes,
Right?
that's
So you got
right.
lemon.
That's so right.
Lemon is really great. One of my favorite little treats sometimes is from Sonic. The limeade.
Oh,
You ever had a
the cherry limeade.
They have the cherry limeade. Okay, do not go to Sonic and get a limeade or a cherry limeade. Totally bad for you. But we have lime essential oil. So you can always put a drop of lime essential oil. You could even do it in your soda stream where you make bubbly. Throw a little lime in there. Now you've got your limeade.
Yeah.
So you've got lime. And again, this is very, very concentrated. So only 1 to 2 drops per lime. And if you want a lemon lime, what's lemon lime? Like Sprite.
Sprite, yeah. A lot of kids think Sprite is good for them, not knowing that it's maybe a clear soda, but it's clear full of sugar.
Yeah, clear full of sugar. The only thing that it doesn't have is the caffeine.
Yeah.
So that's where people are like, oh, it's healthier. It doesn't have caffeine.
No, not really.
So throw a little bit of lemon, a little bit of lime together, throw it in your soda stream, and you've got yourself a Sprite or a 7-Up without the sugar. You can even throw in some monk fruit probably. I've never tried
you
it.
could do the
Throw
monk
some
fruit
in it.
I'm telling you, the liquid monk fruit was the best discovery I ever had. I think Lancato is the brand. It's a red and white label. I bought mine on Amazon, so now I have one that I carry with me and one that stays at home. It's small enough to get through the airport, and TSA won't be taking it from me. They'll have to arm wrestle if they do, but
I don't think they sell that at Hudson News.
no.
We'll see. We also have our tangerine and wild orange.
Oh, orange is always so good. You could even do a combination of orange with a little bit of the mint, like Jessica showed. That would be a minty orange. Oh, yeah.
And you know, this is on a side note. If you take a drop of wild orange, put some raisinets, don't tell Angela, put some raisinets in a Ziploc bag, throw a drop of wild orange, you got some orange chocolates.
What?
They're so good.
It's a good thing for you I don't do raisins.
I know, it's totally like sugar and sweet and not allowed, but it's, you know what, everything's allowed in moderation.
But if you've got, in moderation, I was going to say, but if you've got a little sweet tooth, a little moderation's okay.
And here's a really cool part about the orange raisinets is if you throw raisinets in a bag, throw a couple drops of orange in there and let it marinate, I guess you could call it, for a couple hours. When you go to a potluck, you take those and people say, did you make these? And you say, why, yes, I did.
Yes,
I made these from scratch. I threw a couple drops in. So anyway, it's a great potluck thing to take because people are like, oh, these are the best orange chocolates ever. Yeah, it's raisinets with wild orange. Tangerine, again, the orangey flavor. Very, very good. And as you said, mint. Spearmint. We have spearmint. Spearmint is very strong. So it is good to mix with your orange or even with your lemon. Kind of a minty, makes you feel like you got some good
citrusy. A little citrus in the mint too takes it down a little. Sometimes I just want something that doesn't seem fruity and the mint hits the spot. Sometimes I don't really want sweet. I want something a little more on the savory line, and that's where the mint
This is refreshing, like very, very refreshing. And that brings me to peppermint. Peppermint is, my mother calls this like her water savior. My mom cannot go a day without putting peppermint in her water. And it's interesting because she had a tummy ache one time and I said, Mom, throw a little peppermint in your water, you'll feel better. She felt better. And then she started realizing that her innards were working better. And so now in order to keep her working right inside, she has to have the peppermint in the water, and it just keeps things in flow, keep things working, keeps your tummy calm. You know that you've heard drink peppermint tea for a bellyache, right? Well, they say.
However, remember, when you talk about a strong oil.
That's what I was going to say.
So yeah, remember the toothpick trick that Jeanette taught us a long time ago for using it even in baking and things is to stick the toothpick in there so you get an even smaller drop. Because
they say 28 cups of peppermint tea equals 1 drop of peppermint oil. So you put 1 drop in hot water or in a hot tea, and it's going to be plenty. You'll taste it. But it's good in cold water too. It's interesting. I didn't think I'd like peppermint in cold water, but it makes it it almost makes it taste colder.
Yeah. Which, with summertime coming up, we all want anything around here that's colder, and especially then if you put ice into, that's a great option.
And that also brings me to if your child or anybody's feeling warm, you can always put a couple drops of peppermint on a cold washcloth, cold wet washcloth. Put a couple of drops of peppermint, or put a little bit of peppermint right on the back of their neck, and it will cool down like right away. You will feel that sensation of becoming cooler almost immediately.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
Excellent.
It's a really good, like, just, oh, it's cool. cool, it's peppermint.
Yes.
And then I brought one more special bottle.
Oh, okay.
This is for the mamas only, right?
Oh.
This is not so much for the children. This is for the moms. This is Slim and Sassy.
Oh, nice.
Slim and Sassy is a savory kind of oil you can put in water to help curb appetite. It's got some cinnamon in it, and I can't remember exactly what all's in it, but it smells pretty darn good. It's got some of the wild orange in it.
Oh,
yeah, so it's kind of a
it does.
citrusy, cinnamony.
Yeah.
But this is not, you don't really want to curb your kids' appetite.
No, please
No,
don't.
So please don't. This is for the mamas only. Slim and
Unless it's
Sassy.
the teenagers who also might be in the Children's Heart Center Healthy Hearts program, that might be a good
yes.
thing to add for them to keep them if it's a taste that they
Yes.
would like. It smells like it might be a little too broad palated for most kids.
Yeah.
Single seems to do better for kids if you keep
Yeah,
it
this is a
simple.
blend. This is a
Yeah.
blend, and there aren't a lot of blends that you can ingest that way. But the Slim and Sassy put a drop. It's called a metabolic blend, and it's actually tastes pretty good.
It smells like it tastes
Yeah.
good. I can't wait to try it when we're done.
It's not bad. So as far as hydration, this goes really well with hot teas, with waters, just giving it that little bit of flavor. The peppermint, the lemon, they really have benefits internally as far as detoxing and calming. So just kind of play around with the oils. You know,
Yes.
see what you like.
Give variety, because we know variety will help us all keep drinking. So that's
Absolutely. Drink your
awesome.
water.
Drink your water. Stay hydrated. Thanks for staying with us. We know your time is valuable, and we really appreciate you spending some of it with us. Please stay tuned for next month. We'll have another exciting topic for you, and we look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for coming, and have a safe rest of your day.
National